All right, I have less than 25 minutes to get this video to you, but this is the video I produced for Red Dawn 2022. So we're going to learn something really quick here. And again, Russia knows this. All the countries know this. But let me show you a picture real quick here. It says noble black families of knights. You got a guy on the right-hand side with the crown on. You got a guy on the left-hand side. I don't care about any of that shit. I do care about something though with the guy on the right, because the guy on the right is wearing not only jewelry, but he's also wearing a crown. The crown was made out of what? Gold, silver, whatever the fuck, right? It still had to be smelted. Anybody remember what Aaron did when he supposedly was at the bottom of Mount Sinai waiting for Moses to come back down, and the people all gave up their jewelry so that Aaron can craft what? A image, right? So he had to use fire to smelt the metals in order to reshape it. So basically, Aaron was a fucking blacksmith, right? That's the story they gave us. That's the story they gave us in the Bible. And if you know your Bible, you know that story. But let's go to something else. I'm sorry for shaking here for a few seconds. It's my left hand. Let's read something together here. Now, first off, let's give credit to this video. This is a guy by the name of, he calls himself KMZ History. So you can go to his website and check out videos there yourself. But I just want to, again, you don't have access. We never had access to these pictures, these paintings. These are all supposedly Russian icons, whatever you want to call it. That's fine. That's great. But we never knew about the fucking paintings. You have to go to museums and be in secret societies in order to get your hands on this shit, right? So let's just read this real quick. In fact, let's let him do it. We're going to find out who this guy is. But most importantly, we're dealing with something in Kiev right now, you know? So since I'm short on time, I'm just going to jump right to it. Let him talk and lead us in the right direction.
His wife, Anastasia Romanova. Although he was the sixth and youngest child of his mother, he grew up with only one older brother, Ivan, because all his other older siblings died before Fyodor was 1 year old.
Time out. The name Ivan is also Ivan, but it's Ivan, right? Ivan the Great, Ivan the Horrible. Ivan, where does the name Ivan come from? Ivan is rooted to Yahweh, period. But go ahead, let's go.
His mother also died by the time Fyodor was 3 years old, and her death greatly affected his father.
Now, time out for another second because I have to make sure you understand this. I called this video what? I called it Red Dawn 2022. If you're a fan or if you've seen the movie Red Dawn back in 1984 or the newer version they did, I think in 2012 or something, right now, they're dealing with it right now. They're in the streets right now of Kiev and Ukraine. It's Red Dawn. It's the movie. It's taking place right now. And this is not the worst of it. I just waited. I was going to shoot this video yesterday. I decided, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to stop this. No one cares. No one's watching the videos. No one cares to be alerted of knowledge anymore. They'd rather, unless there's not, you know, somebody naked or somebody saying something or somebody's tripping up and falling that's funny, they don't give a fuck. But we're going to have to give a fuck. Why? Because if you don't think that shit is coming here, you're dumb. How idiotic do you have to be in life to not see what you don't see? This is what we've had to deal with. Right now, Kiev, all of that is right now Red Dawn. Red Dawn. You know, it was Led Zeppelin back in the 70s that sang something in a song called The Battle of Evermore. Look that song up, The Battle of Evermore. In fact, it's one of the most popular D&D songs, believe it or not. That's where they actually tagged the song too when it first was done. But in that song, it says the tyrant's face is red. 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 As in a what? Red dragon, if you want. China knows about that shit. Red. In fact, not only is Russia or Rus Asia, because that's where they got the name from, the Rus Asia, tied to China. China is China. both dealing with the Red Dragon. You don't think China is gonna back up Russia soon? Are you fucking stupid? This is Red Dawn. But let's just learn a little bit about Kiev, and the building that's so popular in Moscow right now. Real quick, let's go, because we only have 20 minutes left. Go.
Had been very attached to his wife. Ivan IV began to earn his nickname, the Terrible, during the years of Fyodor's childhood. He also took a series of other wives, but Fyodor's only surviving half-sibling was Dmitri of O.G.G. Now, since Dmitri of O.G.G. was mentioned, let's get his icon.
Now, this is a Russian
of
icon
Prince Dmitri
painting
of Russia.
Look at the crown.
Brother of
Look how big the
Fyodor
fucking heads are.
I
These are
Russia.
giants. It doesn't fucking
And this
matter.
icon is found at the Solovetsky Monastery.
Prince Dmitri of Russia. Now get ready for
So
it.
speaking about Ivan the Terrible, the father of Dmitri and Fyodor, some of you may know this tourist attraction. This is St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow, and this was built or commissioned by Ivan the Terrible. The Cathedral of Vasily the Blessed, commonly known as St. Basil's Cathedral, is an Orthodox church in Red Square of Moscow and is one of the most popular cultural symbols of Russia. The building, now a museum, is officially known as the Cathedral of the Intercession of the Most Holy Theotokos. Now, for those who don't know, Theotokos is a title given to the Virgin Mary.
Mary.
It was built from 1555 to 1561 under orders from Ivan the Terrible.
Now, I'm going to say something really quick here without anybody getting fucking pissed off, because this is out of knowledge. It's not out of accusation. It's knowledge. Mary itself, Mary, Mother Mary, all that great stuff. What was her other name? Elizabeth. Elizabeth of the Elizabethan age. Elizabethan age. What was the Elizabethan age? Hellenistic age. The same time. Same time. Hellenistic. It's sick. It's sick.
So where does the St. Basil name come from? It comes from this dude here. This is an icon of St. Basil, and he was a Russian Orthodox saint.
Giant.
He was also known as Basil the Blessed, Basil Fool for Christ, or Basil the Wonder Worker of Moscow. And as you can see in his icon, he's in the nude, and there's a reason for that.
Just like Adam and Eve coming out of the garden, right? In the nude at first, right? Right? God goes missing, doing his other shit, and he can't find Adam and Eve because they bit the fruit, right? That's the story. That's the narrative that we were given. Remember, you don't have any narratives without a narrator. The narrator is a storyteller. Whether he's giving you nonfiction or fiction, he's still the narrator. We are living in Red Dawn right now. The dawn of the red. It's a wrap.
St. Basil, originally an apprentice shoemaker, he went to Moscow when he was 16. There, he helped those who were ashamed to ask for alms, but were in need of help. He adopted an eccentric lifestyle of shoplifting and giving to the poor to shame the miserly.
Now, who do we know about shoplifting and giving to the poor? Doesn't it sound like what? Robin Hood, bitch. Same fucking story.
Now, for those who don't know, miserly people are people who don't like to spend a lot of money, to the point where they forego basic essentials and they hoard a lot of possessions and money. And help those in need. He went naked and weighed himself down with chains. So this is why when you search up icons of St. Basil, he's always going to be in the nude. He rebuked Ivan the Terrible for not paying attention in church. Basil were said to have the gift of prophecy.
Now, just for a second, what's the chances of a dark-skinned, naked guy being in their so-called iconic paintings? Iconic paintings. Not only that, look at the sides of this dude. This dude, look at his arms, all deformed and shit. But look how tall his legs are, how tall his body is. He's a giant. It doesn't fucking matter. All this is tied in, all of it.
When he died on August the 2nd, 1552 or 1557, St. Macarius, Metropolitan of Moscow, served his funeral with many clergy. He is buried in St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow, which was commissioned by Ivan for commemoration of his conquest of Kazan, and was named for the saint later. Basil was formally canonized in 1588. So here is another icon of Saint Basil, and as you can see, the incense smoke darkened their skin complexion. Now don't ask me why the incense smoke didn't seem to darken the background, which is white, or darken the robes on the dude on the right.
Now, this was about people or historians claiming that the reason the skin of these people were so dark was because of the environment or age, all of the, when they found the artwork, this and that. But like this dude just said, the white robe should have been just as dark. What the hell? You can see the difference between the eyes and the heads compared to their skin tone. Yet they got the glow, they got the magic glow around their fucking heads. See, we don't understand what holy is all about, and we never gave a fuck. We don't care, right? But I have to forward ahead to this because I want you to understand about Kiev, and I know this says it. In fact, look at these three boys. Look at these three boys. Now remember, we got to see who these three boys are because the narrative is fucked up.
So now this is a portrait of Vladimir I / Vladimir the Great and his two sons, Boris and Gleb. Now Vladimir the Great was Prince of Novgorod, Grand Prince of Kiev, and ruler of Kievan Rus from 980 till 1015. And let me reiterate, if I mention things in this video like Rus, Norsemen, Vikings, locations like Poland, Czechoslovakia, Estonia, Hungary, Latvia, Romania, Russia, Finland, Norway, Poland, Slovenia, understand I'm talking about people and locations that were ruled over by so-called black people.
Now, I'm done with this video. Because what this guy doesn't want to admit to the world is that these same so-called black people are all under the vials of the 12 of Judah. The 12 what? So-called tribes. Tribe is another name for fucking race. That's just stop playing games. Now, who defeated the 12? The 10. What 10 tribes or so-called fucking races defeated these guys and kicked their asses into fucking Africa? See, they don't want to go there. They don't want to go. They forget these dudes had fucking enemies. These guys are fucking giants. Who were their enemies? Who were their enemies? They have a name for those enemies. In fact, your boy Goku from Dragon Ball Z wears his colors. You forgot to check his shoes. His shoes have brown strings. His outfit that he normally used to wear was orange with blue. Orange and blue together are what? The color brown. Why is his hair so fucking high? Because it's supposed to mimic the afro. Even the Asians over there that created the cartoon gave him black hair just like them. Where'd their black hair come from? So let's just be real about what we're dealing with right now. Russia is about to take over all those little lands, even though they're trying to turn it into the Soviet Union again. Now, they're not going to stop there. You got to know they're not going to stop. If he's already ready to pull the trigger on the fucking nuclear bomb, it's a wrap, son. It's a wrap. So all I want people to do, if they watch this video, is to please do one thing for yourselves. One thing for yourselves only, please. If you have children, give them a hug and let them know how much you love them. If your children are no longer living with you, but you have connections to them, you have their phone number, whatever, call them. Fix the bridges that are burnt or broken right now, because we're about to go through the worst of the worst in our time. In our time. Remember, everything they gave you in the book of Revelation and the Bible and shit happened during that time. That's what gave them supposed everlasting life, to have the freedom to do whatever the fuck they've been doing. Because apparently there's a power that has been trapped for 1,000 years. They trapped that power and they got to run the fucking world after that. You know what? It's so funny because a lot of these new videos now are coming up on TikTok, right? TikTok. Before then, it used to be Musically. You know, if you ever posted a video with music behind it, YouTube's one of the first ones that want to flag you because you got the music. You don't own the music. Bitch, what the fuck? Now we have TikTok, and ironically, the sound that TikTok makes is the same sound as your doomsday clock. It's a fucking game. We've all been stuck in the game of Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons. That's what the world system is. It always has been. You know, when the cat's away, the mice are at play. Why? Because the cat somehow was trapped for 1,000 years. That means the true power or nature of the creator of the true people has not seen, cannot hear. Thus, they do as thou will. That's the will of their law, right? I tell you right now, the so-called true creators, people weren't playing with fucking symbols and weren't wearing fucking gold and jewelry and all that shit when they know that it's petrified fucking giant blood. Why would God have you sporting that shit around? You're getting anointed with oil and shit? That's the same thing they do to their cornerstones when they built their buildings, bitch. Look at the guy on the left. Look at his red cap. I wish I had a second to show you, but that's the same type of red cap that was on the head of Habakkuk in your Bible, who was dismantled by men that were part lion. That's what the lion's den was. See, they don't want to tell the world that the 10 so-called races or 10 so-called tribes whooped these bitches' ass because they were part beast. And all you have to do is check your blood. That's why COVID was able to snatch some of these bitches, and it ain't even done yet. But yet some people are untouched. Red Dawn has begun, bitch. What's your fucking knowledge gonna do about that? When you've been serving all these dead fucking spirits the entire time. And it's cost so much life. Why? Because it goes after blood. That's why blood is sacred to these bitches. Without that blood, they die. They used it for everything. Drinking, eating the body, drinking the blood, and taking that blood and putting it into their system so they can live longer. Get the fuck out of here. That's not life. That supports death. Your own Bibles, the holy so-called Bible, came from the book of the fucking dead. We've been worshiping dead spirits, and yet they tell you that the symbol of man is the 5-pointed star, Cyrus. Well, bitch, who the fuck was Osiris? The fuck out of here. Red Dawn.